Hi, everybody. My name is Susanna Fleming, and I get the privilege of being one of your TAs this quarter for World Religions. And I'm really looking forward to working with all of you. Obviously, I wish I had the opportunity to meet you all in person, but that's kind of the beauty and the challenge of online learning. We get to work remotely from whatever state or country we call home, but we also don't get to interact on a face to face basis very often. So those forums will be great for us to get to know each other, but in the meantime, I wanted to film a quick video just giving you a little bit of context for who I am and my background. So I will start by saying that I live in Boise, Idaho. And yes, you heard that right, Boise, Idaho. There are people here, not just potatoes, and it's actually a really great place to live. I love it here. I've been here since I graduated from undergrad. I went and completed my undergraduate degree in a neighboring town, and I've been here ever since. And I'm currently in the middle of my master's in intercultural studies at Fuller. And I chose to do that for several reasons. I wasn't really headed down a theology route when I was an undergrad, although I loved theology. I was in communication and was probably headed into marketing or organizational communication or something like that. But the last few years, I've been really passionate about the intersection between faith and culture. And I feel strongly that the church is called to occupy that space. So that was one draw. And then I'm also very interested in missiology in a post-Christian secular context specifically. So when I graduated from high school, I spent a year living in Paris doing mission work. And that was really formative in my life, just to learn what it's like to offer bread to people that don't know that they're hungry, kind of in a metaphorical sense. And so I'm passionate about that. And those things drew me to Fuller. And since I've been here, I've been so impressed by how Fuller marries the social sciences and theological truth. And I think that's so important for Christians to do. So I'm really enjoying this degree. Let's see. I also work at a church in Boise. I just recently started working there, and it has been quite the journey. We're a new church plant, just less than a year old. And so I've been involved in developing volunteer infrastructure and all of the other infrastructures and social media, podcasts, teaching, just a lot of different things. And so I've learned a lot because church planting is interesting, and watching the development of church culture and having hard conversations and deciding what mission we want to have, who we feel like we're called to be in our city, has all been, it's been a journey. So I'm loving that. And then in my free time, I love to run. I ran competitively cross country and track and field my whole life and throughout college. And so I still do that competitively, although probably not to the same level. And I coach. I'm just very involved in the sport. So I'll be coaching this fall. And I also love to travel. I travel whenever I can. And I've a bucket list of all these places that I want to go. So I'd love to hear from you if you have suggestions of cool places you've been or places you want to go as well. But yeah, even if I can only get to Canada, which is just a couple hours north, I love doing that. So that's a little bit about me. And then I just wanted to speak some to this class and just say that I'm so excited that you're taking World Religions. This class was incredibly formative in my life and really helped me broaden my perspective, which I actually came into the class thinking I already had a pretty broad perspective. I loved interfaith dialogue. I loved learning things about different faith traditions. But it really challenged me that I am one person living in one area of the world, and I'm not God. And so for me to think that I have everything figured out is a very narrow worldview, at least in my opinion. And so what I appreciated about this class is that, one, misconceptions were shattered. I came in thinking things about Judaism and Islam that were corrected, and I'm glad they were, because I was misinformed. And two, I feel like my theological my roots, my faith roots, were just deepened as I processed through these different worldviews and these different perspectives. I still believe that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and we need to build our house upon a rock. The wise man builds his house upon the rock, and that rock is truth. But in the process, as we talk with people who are involved in Buddhism and Islam, as we learn about these things, we're able to have a better informed faith ourselves. And my faith is stronger because I took this class and because I read these books and used the forums. Honestly, I'm an external processor, a verbal processor, and so usually that would be in a classroom where I'd get to raise my hand and talk. But I really encourage you all, if you're like that, use the forums, ask questions. They don't have to be perfect, but processing this information is so important. And so, yeah, I'm excited to learn and grow with all of you guys. And this is it's going to be a really great class. So be ready for good information and great conversation. And I am sorry, this is a really long video, so I'm going to wrap it up, but I'm looking forward to interacting with you more later. Bye.